Cat Blanc was a game-changing episode to say the least, and arguably one of the best written episodes of the entire series, showing just how high the stakes can be raised should either Marinette or Adrien discover their partner's identity. You've seen my video on the symbolism of the moon in Miraculous Ladybug, but have you ever considered the deeper significance of the moon specifically to the episode Cat Blanc? For the record, I did write a Twitter thread and a Tumblr blog on this topic a few months ago, but only now have I decided to actually put this video for you guys. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and for returning subscribers, welcome back. It's your girl, the Cartoon Hotspot, and if you guys want to hear the deeper and darker meaning behind the broken moon in Cat Blanc, then don't go anywhere. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more video essays like this, give this video a thumbs up, and turn on that bell button for post notification. Alright, let's recap on what the moon symbolizes in Miraculous, and a link for my last video will be left in the description box if you guys want to check it out. For the most part, the moon uncovers hidden emotions buried within the subconscious mind, so in other words, feelings the characters aren't aware they have. The moon represents completion and heightens the power to reflect gratitude and love towards each other. Like I mentioned in my last video, Adrien is the sun and Marinette is the moon. The moon, which is Marinette, represents completion, and that explains why Adrien feels complete whenever he's with her. Having said this, the episode Cat Blanc left a heartbreaking impact on Yin and Yang, which is evident through the broken moon. But to understand how, and most importantly why, we first need to talk about what Yin and Yang is. Yin and Yang is a Chinese philosophy that states the universe is composed of competing and complementary forces. These forces rely on each other, and some everyday examples of Yin and Yang are light and dark, sun and moon, and masculinity and femininity. As we know, Marinette is the yin, which is the black side of the symbol, which is said to represent femininity, dark, and the moon. Adrien is the opposing force, the yang, which represents masculinity, light, and sun. Yin and Yang represent balance and harmony. This is why the protectors of Paris, Ladybug and Cat Noir, work extremely well together. The fact is, Yin and Yang rely on each other, and we've seen just how far Lady Noir's relationship have developed over the past 4 seasons. The dots on the 2 swirls represent how both forces feed into each other, re-emphasizing how without one force, the other does not exist, as no matter how you bisect the circle, yin will always contain some yang, and vice versa. Funny enough, Cat Noir's suit is all black, despite being the yang, which represents light, but you'll see later on in this video why this is relevant. We all saw the disastrous aftermath of Adrien discovering Ladybug's identity. But why were the consequences so detrimental? And more importantly, how detrimental were they? If you've seen one of my previous videos on the main message behind Cat Blanc, you would know that the episode emphasized one key message. That being, neither Adrien nor Marinette are mentally and physically ready to balance a relationship and superhero life. This is due to the threat posed by Hawkmoth and the fact that the 2 heroes have a lot of growing and learning to do before pursuing a romantic relationship. This is why Hawkmoth was able to exploit this weakness and ultimately create the most destructive villain yet, Cat Blanc. When Adrien and Marinette became a couple, this caused a major imbalance in the universe, as once Hawkmoth akumatized Adrien, Cat Blanc inadvertently sets off a mega cataclysm, destroying all the inhabitants of Paris, killing Ladybug, and destroying the moon. Now remember that Ladybug is the yin, the moon, and with her he feels complete. And so by accidentally killing her, yin ceased to exist, leaving yang incomplete, which is why the moon appeared split in half. Yin and Yang rely on each other and balance each other out. With Marinette, Cat Noir's other half, destroyed, this left Cat Noir shattered. With the moon representing that Adrien feels whole and at peace with Marinette, when it was destroyed, it can be argued that it symbolized his broken state of mind. And all that time the little kitty spent on the roof all alone without his lady was nothing short of depressing. The broken moon further enforces my point on Adrien's, or better yet, Cat Blanc's broken state of mind. Without the moon, there is no sun, right? They are complementary forces of nature. Adrien isn't called Sunshine Boy for no reason. However, when Marinette was killed and the moon was split in half, we can see the colour scheme in Cat Blanc. It's very cold, completely devoid of any warmth, and not once did the sun make an appearance. What does this mean? Because Adrien represents the sun and the sun did not appear at all in the episode, This signifies that Adrian had been rid of any warmth and love that made him, him. And what was left was a vicious and cold-blooded villain. It hits harder when you find out Cat Blanc spent months alone, slowly losing his mind. Remember at the start of this video, I brought up Cat Noir's suit being all black, emphasizing that he contains some part of yin. Well, it isn't a coincidence that Cat Blanc's suit was all white. Funny enough, the moon is usually white, right? So the moon is white, or light, whilst Cat Noir's suit is black, or dark if you prefer. But as soon as Adrian became akumatized, the colours reversed. The moon turned black, whilst Cat Noir became Cat Blanc, in which his suit was white. Yin ceased to exist, and what was left was solely Yang. There is an imbalance, and this is smartly portrayed through Cat Blanc's emotional instability after accidentally killing his girlfriend. One last thing I want to point out. The original storyboard for Cat Blanc, in the specific scene where Ladybug says to him, "You will always be Cat Noir to me," had the broken moon present. But obviously the final version didn't, and I'm glad. Why? Because even though Ladybug came back to repair the damage, she wasn't his Ladybug. She wasn't his Yin. His marionette was killed, so even if another marionette from a separate timeline didn't suffer that same tragic fate, the world was still imbalanced, which is why the moon didn't appear in that scene, and why she had to go back and prevent that timeline from occurring. I'm honestly amazed at the little details the writers include, because it sure does not go unnoticed. Alright, shoutouts for this week. Shoutouts to Kiwi Potatoes, Sleepy Agrest, Ladybug x Cat Noir Needs to Happen, Melina Amols, Miraculously Gabriel, Miraculously Starry, Artistic Star, Brianna Williamson, and Everything Addison. And in case you guys were wondering, last week I asked you guys to comment who you think owned the balcony scene. And I also put this poll on my community tab, and 76% of you voted Marisha. So I guess Marisha owned the balcony scene. RIP to my Lady Noir heart. So we know the moon has a deep significance in the show, and in some cases, as spoken about in this video, it could be pretty dark. I've got more videos on the symbolisms of other forces of nature, so keep an eye out for those. If you enjoyed this vid, feel free to give this video a like, comment down your thoughts, and share this video. As for today, that's it from me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!